Ooh, being born at the wrong time totally sucks. Like, if you were born a dinosaur in the late Triassic period, you would have been outcompeted by the new kid on the block, the freaking bird. Hips, tell me about it. I was born a Mosasaurs, the so-called T-Rex of the ocean. Sounds epic. Right, wrong. First problem, my arms, or fins, whatever you call them, they were useless for a high five, useless for hugs, and don't even get me started on synchronized swimming. Trying to do that with flippers is like trying to do ballet with a tail, not graceful, just awkward. And we all know that the best way to find a mate is by showing off your killer dance moves in the water. So no arms meant no love life, which brings me to my second problem. Have you ever tried to sneak up on prey when you were 50 feet long and shaped like an angry sea missile? Everyone saw me coming from Pangaea away, not exactly stealth mode. I mean, sure, I had a big advantage over those slow-moving landlubbers, because I could swim at 30 miles per hour and deliver a killing right before they could say Tim. But come on, there are like a million other species of fast-swimming predatory fish. I mean, think of all the great white sharks today. They have the same basic body plan as me, but they get the job done without looking like an overgrown cartoon character cross with a whale. It was hard to be intimidating when I basically looked like this. Even my teeth weren't impressive. I had 600 of them, sure, but most were small and only a couple dozen were the long, sharp kind used for stabbing. The rest were like molars adapted for crushing, which made sense considering my diet consisted mostly of shellfish. Turns out being built like a tank has its drawbacks because being a Mosasaurus was basically a one-way ticket to crushing your teeth on a bad day. And my biggest problem, I was the apex predator, the king of the entire dang ocean. I ruled over the seas for about 17 million years, which means I was alive when the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs slammed into Earth. Now, I'm not saying I'm a chicken, but if there was a giant space rock hurtling towards the planet, I would definitely abandon ship, build an ark, and stock it with, you know, the usual 2 of every animal, some wood, maybe a crossbow, you know, just in case. But nope, I was too busy being the big fish. So when the asteroid hit, I got what was coming to me, a few billion years of natural selection all up in my grill. And let's be clear, I wasn't the first Mosasaurs. I had millions of years of ancestors fine-tuning the whole living nightmare aesthetic. I mean, sure, I look cute, but I'm basically a nightmare made flesh. Except instead of flesh, it's scales. But to call me an underwater nightmare is like calling the Hamburglar a culinary innovator. Sure, he may be good at stealing food, but his ideas will always be derivative and unoriginal, and don't get me started on my PR team. Jurassic Park never even cast me, which is weird because I literally ate turtles like it was going out of style. I mean, I would have brought in a ton of visitors. And sure, maybe I would have needed to install some netting under the water to keep people from getting eaten. But, you know, netting, cheap. They just didn't see my potential, or maybe they did and decided that they didn't want an actual nightmare on their hands. Who knows? All I know is that I was literally an underwater nightmare. And Hollywood said, nah, give us another tier X. Ooh, talk about a major buzzkill. Being a Mosasaurus meant that everyone expected me to look and behave like a monster, but I was actually more of a misunderstood sweetie. And let's face it, there's nothing more terrifying than a 50-foot monster with a heart of gold. Well, except maybe a 50-foot monster with a heart of lead. But still, I caught and helped, but wonder how many of my ancestors it took to perfect the art of looking like a nightmare. To learn more about the reign of terror of the Mosasaurs, stay tuned.